The California sun lingered low in the sky, bathing Oak Ridge Estates in a warm, golden light. Oak Ridge Estates, one of Los Angeles' most prestigious gated communities, was celebrated for its pristine lawns, tree-lined streets, and homes that resembled boutique hotels rather than typical residences. It was the type of neighborhood where peace reigned, disturbed only by the occasional bird song or the soft hum of luxury cars entering marble driveways. When LeBron James, the NBA legend and cultural icon, purchased a vast estate in Oak Ridge Estates, it caused quite a stir. His 15,000-square-foot mansion featured a private basketball court, a state-of-the-art gym, and an infinity pool overlooking what seemed to stretch all the way to the Pacific Ocean. For some, his arrival enhanced Oak Ridge's prestige, but for others, it was a disruption, breaking the long-held, unspoken rules of exclusivity the community had maintained. It was a Monday morning when the first complaint arrived. LeBron was in his home gym, working through a set of deadlifts, when Savannah entered with an envelope. "Braun, you've got a letter from the Homeowners Association," she said, handing it to him with a raised eyebrow. LeBron wiped his face with a towel and opened the envelope, his expression shifting from curiosity to amusement as he read aloud. "Dear Mr. J. James, it has come to our attention that the outdoor lighting on your property exceeds the brightness levels permitted by the Oak Ridge Neighborhood Association. Kindly adjust the lighting to comply with community standards within 7 days." He chuckled. "Outdoor lights? They're complaining about my lights?" Savannah smiled but gave him a knowing look. "You know how these places are. People love their rules. It's not even that bright, but fine, I'll have someone look at it." LeBron instructed his property manager to dim the lights slightly, thinking it would resolve the issue. However, he didn't anticipate that this letter would be the first of many. In the following weeks, the letters became more frequent and more detailed. "Your front lawn has uneven patches of grass. Please address this to maintain community standards. The sound of basketballs on your outdoor court has been reported as disruptive. Your security team's vehicles do not comply with the neighborhood's aesthetic guidelines." LeBron sat in his study, reading through the latest batch of complaints with growing frustration. Each letter felt like a slap in the face, a message that he didn't belong there. Savannah joined him, placing a cup of tea on the desk. "Another one?" she asked, pointing to the stack of letters. "3 more," he replied, shaking his head. "This one's about the height of the hedges." "Seriously, the hedges?" Savannah sat down across from him, her expression thoughtful. "Braun, I think this is more than just nitpicking. It feels targeted. You're saying it's about me?" LeBron leaned back in his chair. "About you, about us, about who we are?" Savannah responded. "You know what this is?" LeBron nodded slowly, absorbing her words. This wasn't about lights or lawns. It was about prejudice masquerading as concern for community standards. Determined to uncover the truth, LeBron asked his team to quietly investigate the source of the complaints. A friendly neighbor confirmed his suspicions. Harold Whitman, a retired attorney and longtime Oak Ridge resident, was behind most of the grievances. Whitman held significant influence in the association, often pushing for the preservation of the neighborhood's culture in coded language. LeBron was no stranger to such behavior, having encountered similar biases throughout his life, from his upbringing in Akron to his NBA career. He thanked the neighbor. A week later, LeBron received an email notifying residents of the next Oak Ridge Neighborhood Association meeting. It was an ideal chance to confront the issue directly, so he decided to attend. When Savannah heard of his decision, she hesitated. "Are you sure about this? These people aren't used to being challenged." "That's exactly why I need to go," LeBron replied. "If I let this slide, it's not just about me anymore. It's about anyone who comes after me. They need to know this isn't okay." The Oak Ridge Community Center was unusually packed on the night of the meeting. Word had spread that LeBron James would be there, drawing even the most indifferent residents. Harold Whitman stood at the front, his stern face framed by wire-rimmed glasses. He called the meeting to order in a sharp, authoritative voice. "Good evening, everyone. We have several items on the agenda tonight, including..." LeBron raised his hand and stood. "I'd like to speak first, if that's all right." Whitman frowned. "This isn't the time for..." "I think it is," LeBron interrupted, stepping forward. The room fell silent. "I've received more complaint letters in the past month than I received fan mail in my rookie year." He began, eliciting a few chuckles. But what's been happening here isn't funny. It's not about lights or lawns. It's about something deeper. He held up a letter. When you send me this, what you're really saying is you don't belong here. And let's be honest, we all know why. The room remained quiet as Whitman's face darkened, but he said nothing. LeBron continued, this community talks a lot about standards and culture. But whose standards? Whose culture? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like those words are being used to exclude. Whitman finally spoke, his voice tight. Mr. James, these rules are in place for everyone. This isn't about you personally. LeBron turned to him, his gaze unwavering. If these rules apply to everyone, why are they being enforced so aggressively now? Why wasn't the previous owner of my house getting letters about the brightness of their lights? A younger resident, Emily Vasquez, stood up. He's right. I've lived here for 5 years, and I've never seen this level of enforcement. Another neighbor chimed in. LeBron's presence has put us on the map. My kids are thrilled to have him here. Why are we pushing him away? Whitman raised his hand, attempting to regain control. This is about maintaining the character of the neighborhood. LeBron stepped closer. What character is that, Mr. Whitman? One that doesn't include people like me. By the meeting's end, the room was abuzz with conversation. LeBron's words resonated with many residents, igniting a broader dialogue about bias and inclusivity. The association announced it would review its policies to ensure fair application. Facing increasing pressure, Harold Whitman quietly resigned from his role as head of the association. Meanwhile, LeBron took steps to promote unity in the community. He hosted an open house at his estate, inviting all his neighbors to tour the property, shoot hoops on his court, and enjoy a barbecue dinner. Children played on the court, their laughter echoing through the neighborhood, while adults mingled and discussed the type of community they wanted to create. It's not about proving I belong here, LeBron said during the event. It's about making this a place where everyone can feel welcome. The changes in Oak Ridge Estates didn't happen overnight, but the seeds of transformation have been planted. Residents began holding more open discussions about inclusion, and the association implemented new guidelines to prevent discriminatory practices. For LeBron, the experience underscored the power of speaking out. Change doesn't come easy, he told a reporter months later, but it's worth fighting for, on the court and off. In the end, LeBron James didn't just make a home in Oak Ridge Estates. He made a difference, leaving a legacy that extended far beyond basketball.